We are back. It's been a long stretch, but the Saturday College Pick'em Show has finally returned to Facebook. So if you're out there on Facebook, make sure you leave us a comment. If you leave a comment out here, we'll get a shout out as best as we can. But also, brand new this year, we're on YouTube. So make sure to go and find Saturday College Pick'em Show on YouTube. Subscribe. That way we know you're there with us. So glad we have so many viewers already live. Make sure you share the word. Share this on Facebook. Share this on YouTube. Share it with a coworker. Share it with your grandma. Make sure everybody's watching this show because we're going to try to keep it fun. Here's our show. We like to pick out some local games here in the South Carolina area. This show is proudly Gamecock Vision. We definitely have some Gamecock goggles on with our picks, and we're not ashamed. Okay, we are realistic. We understand where we're at, but hey, it's week one. Anything can happen. So everybody's undefeated so far. We got one live game going on. We're going to pick that in just a second. But let's get through some bios first so you guys can know a little bit more about us, and then we'll get started with our picks today. Our first bio today is Preston May. Preston May, you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, what's up, guys? Yes, this is me. Currently, I am employed by Savannah Riverside. I'm a business analyst in the finance department. 3 kids, Ella Kate. We got Amelia and Landry. I've been married for 13 years now to my wife, Mandy. You see her in the picture there. And cool fact about me, I'm an NIT national champion in basketball in 2008, I believe. Pretty sure, 2008. Nothing crazy, but yeah, just a cool fact. And that's it. I'm a huge Gamecock fan, and love life. I love sports, love football, and this is why we're here to show our passion. So
that's it. And Preston does have some picks down the road that are probably going to get interesting because he has someone at home that has some different views. But we'll get there in the coming weeks, and especially this week. We'll see how.
that's right.
He is especially torn, but we're not gonna get into that just yet. There's some interesting stuff yet. I got a couple comments here. Saw boys are back, and also let's go, Holly Hughes. Thanks so much for the comment. Look at that, 2 shout outs, boom, boom, just like that. All right, next bio. Hey, Logan Randall.
That is me. What's up? I'm Logan. I currently work for Sherwin-Williams. Apparently, I'm the assistant to the regional manager.
Yep.
I am engaged to Holly. If you haven't figured it out, she's on our comment list. Don't have any kids. I'm currently a dog/puppy dad, proudly. And apparently, Coco was inspired by me.
Yep.
Look up a picture, put it beside my face, and you'll see why we're talking about that.
Look it up.
But yeah, I'm a huge Carolina fan. Born and raised. Can't wait for the season.
There you go. Good. All right. Next bio. Will for the kill, Brian.
I like that picture you pulled off Facebook, dude.
Sharp.
That's good.
Sharp.
I'm Will. Says free agent under job title. Just got back from college. Just got back from a cruise, which that's one interesting fact. Was out there during Hurricane Idala, so I'm still feeling the moving of the boat a little bit, even though I'm on land. But free agent, looking for a job right now. So if you know of anything, leave a comment, hit me up. I'd love to be talk to you more about that. Wife buffering, my girlfriend Sophia. We're working towards getting engaged. We're pretty close to that, I think. Exciting about that.
Good.
And so since we are not married, we actually do not have any kids. So that's kind of about me, and looking forward to sharing my views on the college football landscape this year.
Good. All right. In our last bio, short and sweet, my name is Dustin Hall. I'm the student pastor at Breezy Hill Baptist Church in a little old town of Graniteville, South Carolina. My wife is Rebecca Hall, and we have 2 kids, and 2 kids only, Paisley Ray and Kenny Roy. Interesting fact about me, my first house growing up, I lived across the street from James Brown. So that's a little bit about me. We got Miss Gloria. Hey, Miss Gloria, thanks for joining the show tonight. Looking forward to a great year of college football. All right, let's get our faces back on the screen again. And excited. We're trying to step it up this year, try to expand the brand, and looking forward to having y'all with us. We're going to get into picks in just a second. You can see there the picks that we got coming up. But want to throw kind of a curveball at our guys here. We're going to pick the SEC representatives for the championship in Atlanta. Next week, tune in and leave your comments. We're going to pick our final four for college football after week one. So we're going to pick our final four, and we're going to pick a champion. So get in the comments. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you think Alabama's going to do it, if Georgia's going to do it, if you've got another person coming in. If you think Florida State is back, let us know. Let's hear it in the comment section. Love to hear from you guys. So let's start. I'll start with Preston. Give me your two representatives one from the East, one from the West, and who is going to win the SEC this year.
Well, I'd love obviously to say South Carolina, but I don't think it's going to be us. Honestly and truly, you got back-to-back national champion Georgia in the East. I think they're just coming off of a great season, returning a ton of great players. They still have Brock Bowers, the best talent in the nation. I think, with Kirby Smart, he just recruits year after year after year, getting all these five-star recruits. And when you have five-star recruits, it's makes it pretty simple for your program to excel. So obviously, I think Georgia's going to be in the East. The West is a little more up in the air. I really think it could come down to LSU or Alabama. I just think as far as timing goes, Alabama just needs to get back. And I think it's going to be them. I know the quarterback situation is up in the air, but they got three good ones. So honestly, in the past, they really haven't had that. So I think with three good quarterbacks, they could choose the best one to play.
Good problem.
It's a good problem, and I think they're going to excel. I think they're a great team. They're stacked from top to bottom. I think it's Georgia and Alabama. And then as far as the winner goes, I'd almost pick Alabama. I think it's their time. I think it's just, they haven't been there in a while, and they haven't gone as far, to the championship in a couple of years. And I think it's Saban's time. I think it's his year. So I don't like to say that. I wish I could say LSU. But I think LSU, I'm not confident in Jaden Daniels. I'll be honest with you. So I'd love to say LSU, but I think it's going to be Alabama. So that's my pick, Georgia and Alabama.
Wow.
All right, Wilbur, what you got, bud?
It's rough, man. Obviously, like Preston said, I'd love to pick South Carolina. I don't think we're quite there yet. I think we could probably sneak a 9-win season. But, Tennessee's kind of there, but I don't think they have quite the consistency. I think they're they're lacking on the back end of the defense and the secondary, and you don't really know what you're going to get from the quarterback play. A lot of skill there, but I think I'm going to have to go Georgia. Just they're too powerful. I don't have confidence in their quarterback situation right now. But I think they're still good enough to pull it out. And then I'm gonna take Bama. Preston said, I think it's Saban's year. He's kind of been on the losing end a couple times here the last couple of years, and I don't think it's gonna keep going. They have a great stable of young running backs. I think one of the best running back rooms in the nation. And the receivers are there. They're young, but if they can get a quarterback to step up and produce, their linebacking crew is really good too. So I'm gonna take Alabama and Georgia, and I'm gonna take Alabama over Georgia.
Wow.
I think the running game is going to be too good, and I don't have faith in Georgia's quarterback play this year.
Wow. All right, Logan.
Well, it's going to be no different here. I got Georgia, Alabama.
Man.
Like Will said, Saban, you can never count any kind of team that he has, and any team that he's going to put on the field is meant to produce greatness. I just think Alabama's going to finally put it back together after a couple of down seasons, but Alabama,
Wow.
Georgia, Alabama.
Well, this is the last year, right, of the traditional East-West,
Right.
Yeah.
right? So this is kind of the last year we can pick the Alabama, Georgia.
Yeah.
This is the last year we can go with the easy pick. Unfortunately, The East, I think the East is going to be a curveball this year. I think South Carolina's going to surprise some people. I think most people think we're going to be 5-6 win team. I know I have my Gamecock goggles on, but I think Spencer Rattler is really going to step it up this year and be that guy. He was against Tennessee. Be that guy, even in the Clemson game. I think there's some weapons around him, weapons on the outside that's going to help him this year. But we're not going to make it to Atlanta, unfortunately. Georgia's that good. Here's the biggest difference, which this is why people pick Georgia and Alabama, is depth. South Carolina's ones can line up with just about anybody, but if anybody watches college football, you know the ones will go down, and they're not going to be able to last. They're not going to be able to keep your ones on the field at all times. So with that, completely a sweep here. Georgia and Alabama will be in Atlanta. I'm going to pick the Dogs, though. I think they've gotten rid of the Mark Richt second place team. Now, what they'll do in the national championship, who knows? That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think those two teams could possibly both be in the playoff as well. And I could definitely see a scenario where they flip flop, either win. So, but just for difference sake, I'll say Georgia. Why not? Here's why. Here's why. I kept trying to count Georgia out because of quarterback play before.
This is true.
And going into the season, everybody's doubting Georgia again because of quarterback play. But at the end of the
they
day,
got 3 5-star quarterbacks.
it's Georgia.
I think they're okay.
They're gonna be.
I've watched
Nobody's
two of
feeling
them.
bad for Georgia.
That's right.
Nobody's feeling bad for Georgia with 3
Yeah, Carson
5
Beck,
stars.
I think he's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, if Stetson Bennett can be a 0-star that come out and just produce.
Right.
I mean, he's got so many weapons. That's what Alabama thrives off of, is having just a mediocre quarterback, but then they have so many weapons around them.
Mhm.
That doesn't matter as long as you just facilitate the game.
In the trenches.
Yeah,
That's
just
it.
and just make good decisions.
Absolutely.
You'll be okay. Yeah, I'm a firm believer that I think Georgia's gonna be okay. But I think this there is to lose. You know, in that docu-series about Florida Gators, they went from 2006 2009, won 2 national championships. That third one, when Tebow was a junior, no, he was a senior. It was theirs to lose, and they talked about how much pressure was on them and how much it was. Winning was great, but it was winning by a lot, and so I think the pressure's on Georgia because they got 2 national championships back to back. So now it's expected, and so I think the pressure could pull them back. So we'll see. You know.
Yeah. Good. Hey, that was a good warm up. That was a good warm up. We're back. I'm so glad we're back. I guess the hashtag tonight is going to be "the boys are back." So
Boys
if you're
are
in the
back.
comment section,
It's good to be back.
leave us some comments. Hashtag "the boys are back." Love to hear some feedback. Let us know who's your SEC champ, who you think is going to win, who's going to be in Atlanta this year. All right, so let's go. Let's jump in. Let's go in with some picks here. We're going to start with UT Martin versus the #1 Georgia Bulldogs. I'm going to lead it with this one. No doubter. I think this is one of those cupcakes that we are fortunate to not get on our schedule. I feel like whenever, for some reason, we pick a team, it's not like a easy win unless it's within the state. But Georgia should handily cover the spread there. What's the point spread, Logan?
There isn't one.
There isn't one. It's just, that tells you everything you need to know.
I think it was like 40-3 is the last thing.
Yeah, it's all Georgia. Georgia will coast with this one and have a good day. Stay healthy, get some third stringers.
The backups will play.
The backups will.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's my pick for that one. Let's go. What do you think, Logan? Same thing?
I have nothing like written down. I just have the word Georgia.
Yeah.
Big bold letters, and that's it.
That's it.
Georgia by a mile.
So if you're a UT Martin fan, I'm sorry. I don't have a whole lot of homework to give on your half, but let us know if we're missing something. Preston?
Yeah, Georgia. I mean, Carson Beck will probably play the first half. Brock Bowers is going to have 4 touchdowns. You know, between rushing and catching, dude's a phenom. I think you'll see Brock Vandegrift come in the second half. He's the other 5-star quarterback behind, Carson Beck, and they still got Gunnar Stockton too. I mean, they're loaded in the quarterback room, absolutely loaded. That one hurts a little bit. He was at Carolina, or committed to Carolina. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Anyways, Georgia all the way, easy.
There you go. We got to go Dogs by Miss Gloria.
That's right.
She's fired up. Will, what can you tell us about Georgia That'll get Miss Gloria fired up.
You know, I'm gonna throw a risky pick out there.
Okay.
Something that you may not expect.
Okay.
Everybody likes Carson Beck as the starting quarterback. I think midway through the year, Brock Vandegrift's going to take the job.
Yeah.
I think
Wow.
he's got it. All reports out of camp that I've heard from Georgia buddies, from Georgia websites I've seen on Facebook, scrolling, seem to really like Brock Vandegrift. I actually got a chance to watch him live while he was in high school against Gunnar Stockton on ESPN. I was at the game. High school, I thought Gunnar was the better quarterback, but it sounds like Vandegrift has an extra year to develop, and he's doing a lot better. So I think he's going to take the job from Vandegrift, from Beck. But, I mean, it's Georgia by probably 5 miles in this game. So,
That's fair.
yeah.
Another go.
Set up
Dogs
a
here.
point spread. Here's a percentage. Georgia has a 99% chance to win.
Woo-hoo.
UT Martin with.
So to quote Dumb and Dumber, you're
Hey.
saying there's a chance.
Does UT Martin score a touchdown?
No.
No?
Maybe a field goal.
Maybe a field goal?
I guess a Thursday.
They didn't give him a field goal.
No, they're going to score a touchdown.
They get a touchdown against the Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second half.
Doubt
That's-
Doubt it.
Fourth quarter touchdown.
Doubt it.
Yeah, I'd still say that.
Not even close.
If you're a
Field
UT
goal. That's all you
Martin
get.
fan, I'm sorry.
I tried.
We got nothing for you.
Sorry. Yeah. Number one, Georgia. And do they earn number one right off the bat preseason?
I mean, if you come off the back-to-back
Yeah.
national titles, I don't think
Oh, yeah.
there's no way that you
Just
aren't.
throwing it out there. Throwing it out
No
there.
matter what kind of quarterback decision you have to make, there's
Yeah.
no way that you're not number one.
Yeah. Not UCF.
I mean, you see all 4 of us just called that they're still going to win the SEC championship or be in the SEC championship.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah.
All right. Well, moving along. That was an exciting pick. A lot of drama.
Yeah.
So far, a lot of action and drama for you guys. But I'm going to turn it over to next pick. We got number 9, the team from the upstate, and Duke. If you're not from around here and you don't understand this rivalry, we sparingly say their names so that we don't have to, more than we have to. But there's this team up top in a little town in Clemson, South Carolina, that's playing this week, ranked number 9. Taking on Duke, Preston.
Yeah, I mean, man, I've seen a lot of like upset alerts this week, and this was one of them. LSU was one of them. Clemson was one of them. I don't think so. I think Dabo's too good of a coach. I know we don't like Clemson, but I still respect Dabo and what he stands for. I respect him as a coach. I think he coaches well. He's a player's coach, kind of like Shane Beamer. That's really the new age of coaching now. You got to be a player's coach, and I think his players play for him. They rally around him. I think Klubnik, and you got Shipley, which is a really experienced running back. I think they're going to be okay. I think they win. I'll give them a 35-20 win. I think Duke puts up a little bit of points. I can't remember the quarterback's name for Duke, but he's good. I just can't remember his name. I think it's Riley something. But I think obviously Clemson wins this game pretty easily. ACC, it's not a highly touted game, but Clemson easy win. So.
Wow.
Nice. All right, Logan, what you got for this game?
Well, as everybody knows, and we've already introduced it, that we have our Carolina goggles on, and I think that Duke has a good chance. I mean, it's only a 13-point spread. I mean, Clemson is number 9 ranked team. You want to talk about earning a ranking? I don't know if top 10 team for Clemson. I don't know. They got a big question with their quarterback situation. They got to figure that out. But I am going to take Clemson.
Okay.
I'm going to take Clemson. I just don't think Duke's going to be able to do it. Riley Leonard's a really good quarterback. He's a really good dual threat, but I just don't think he has enough.
He didn't go in there for a second. I thought he was going to do.
I felt it.
Isn't he from Clemson?
No.
Benny Hanna, what's his name?
No.
I
Never mind.
don't know. Well, Clemson got rid of the guy that they thought was the guy, right? Now he's gone to Oklahoma State?
Oregon State.
Oregon State.
Okay.
He knows.
And they're saying,
Come on, DJ Ukulele.
yeah, ukulele. Yeah. That guy. Yeah, whatever.
There we go.
Listen,
Sounds
all
one of
right.
those video.
I'm just learning English, getting there, okay? But I think Clemson here, let's just face it, once again, they have depth, they have size, they would fit, if they were a team that would easily transfer into the SEC, it would be Clemson, just because they build the brand just the same way. I don't think Duke quite has the depth. I don't think they quite have the twos to keep up with Clemson. So yeah, I'm gonna say Clemson covers. I don't even think it's gonna be close. I think Clemson's good about making statement games, and I think this is gonna be a statement game to say no, we're still here. Try to kill that fire from Florida State and let everybody know they're still the number one team in the ACC until they get to the last game of the season. So, all right, Will.
I'd love to take Duke. Elko's running a good program over there. I think he's doing a lot of good things to bring it back up to where they used to be. But Clemson's too much. I think this game is going to be really determined by Will Shipley in the running game.
Okay.
I think he goes for over 150 rushing yards. And
In this game.
yeah.
Wow.
And, I think Klubnik's going to struggle a little bit in this game. So I do think it's going to be a little closer than some people think. I think Klubnik's he's going to need to get some time to get his feet under him. But I think Will Shipley's going to solidly handle the offense. He's going to put him on his back, and he's going to carry him to like
Good.
10, 13-point win. But I do think that Clemson's a little in over their heads this year. I don't think they should be ranked this high. I definitely top 20, okay, but not top 10. You don't lose to South Carolina and Tennessee to the end of the season and get put in the top 9.
And Notre Dame.
And Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So
Throw them in there too. Why not?
it's a rough look, but
Yeah.
I don't really agree with a lot of things, but that's just my personal opinion.
I know they got to do it for TV. I know they got to do it for matchups, but preseason polls are like the most annoying thing on the planet. You don't know really till a couple weeks in the season. But hey, if Clemson could lose every game, I'd be happy, honestly. But we'll see. We'll see. That's Clemson and Duke. If you're a Clemson fan out there, let us know. We want to hear your opinions out there. Give us a score line, Clemson versus Duke this year. See how things go. I do have some friends that do cheer for Duke, and I have some cousins that would probably hit me in the face if I said that word in front of them. So, all right. So we got Clemson and Duke moving on to a game that's going on right now. We're going to get a score update for Florida versus number 14, Utah. What we got going on with the Gators there, Wilbur?
Right now, we got 14-3 Utah. Rough.
Wow.
I heard a little bit from the guys, a little not trusting Utah, but I want to point out, Preston can back me. I pointed out before the game started that I like Utah in this game.
Yeah.
They're without Cam Rising, their quarterback. I think it's going to be tough, but I trust their defense. They're always a solid team. They always put together a good game, no matter the recruits, no matter the talent. They always put together a good game. Florida, I think, is a dumpster fire.
Ooh.
I don't really see them doing all that good this year. There might be some hate in the comments. I used to live in Jacksonville.
I'm sorry.
I don't trust their quarterback at all. They got a good running back. I don't really know much of the receivers, and we'll see what the defense does. They always seem to be good on defense, but
There you go.
I don't think they're anything special this year like they used to be. I guess in that sense, maybe not a dumpster fire, but they're not as special as they used to be. I don't see anything flashy, so I think Utah's going to roll. I think Utah wins by 13-17.
Okay.
So
They're rolling right now. I think,
Yeah.
what was it?
70-yard touchdown
7-yard
pass.
touchdown pass on the Gators there. Logan, you think Gators are going to come back here?
No, I think Utah's got it. They were without a starting quarterback, like Will said, but I just don't think Florida has enough. This is a really tough week 1 matchup for them, coming off losing their quarterback to the draft and everything. I just don't think that they're going to be able to put it together. Where are they at? Okay. First half?
They're at Utah.
No,
First
what?
half?
Oh, for second quarter.
Second.
Oh, okay, yeah. They have a whole half. We can see. We'll see what they can do, but yeah, I think Utah still takes this one.
Nah. Preston?
No.
I'm gonna go against the norm. I'm gonna say Florida. I really am. I know they're losing 14-3, but I think
Come on now.
I always
Zach-
think SEC.
Zach Shake threatened you or something? Are you okay?
He's trying to make up for it because I already made him mad with the dumpster.
No, listen, for real. I picked SEC any day of the week, and I know Florida had a top 10 recruiting class. I think they're young, and I think that's the issue right now. Is they're young, they're getting their feet under themselves, they're just trying to figure it out. I think second half they come back. It's gonna be tight. I would say a 28-17 25 game. I think it's going to come down to a field goal,
Whoa.
and I'm calling Florida. I'm sticking with it. I think Florida's going to come back and win. And I think, listen,
Whoa.
if Florida wins, this is good because Utah's ranked, and then when Carolina plays Florida, obviously I pick Carolina, and so that helps us with our ranking. So
Why do we trip over Florida? Last year, there was no excuse for that game.
I think was it in the swamp?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's why.
we never play well in the swamp.
No, never.
At all.
All right. I'm going to say a really controversial statement right here. The Swamp is the most overhyped stadium in the nation. So
Wow, we're tearing.
I might
Florida
go ahead and
apart.
lose like 10 fans, but that's okay.
Right. Hey, join the club.
I went to spring games there. I went to a Florida Tennessee game there. It is definitely an SEC stadium. SEC feels, but when I watch it on TV, they're like, "Oh, it's the Swamp, the Swamp, the Swamp." And I was like, "It's an old concrete stadium. It's really what it is." But enough of the haterade, putting it down for now. I think Florida, obviously, they're run first when they're down 14-3 already. I don't see they're going to have to throw the ball, and you got a new quarterback coming in who's going to have to throw it around, sling it around, and
That's not the strong.
unless he has a reoccurrence of his first game. I think he had a crazy game with Wisconsin, his first game or something, over 300 yards. I don't see that taking place. I think Utah's going to ride this one out. Once again, they got size, speed, and they're built for possibly a playoff spot. Is what a lot of people say because of schedule.
Yeah.
I mean,
Shoot the
this
schedule.
is their big game. Florida's their big game. So if they can take down Florida, they could probably cruise on to the playoffs from here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ride with Utah to finish out the game and win this one. So, all right. So we got a really big game this week. Arguably, probably one of the biggest games of the week. Was not picked for College Game Day, but definitely a huge game for us to talk about today. It's an ACC versus SEC opponent. We have a special guest picker coming on in just a second. Press is going to do a little intro for him. So I'm going to turn things over to Preston real quick.
So, a buddy of mine I went to college with, we played basketball together. His name is John Risk, and this is actually his dad, Alan Risk. Alan played for Florida State from 1973 and on. In 73 and 74, he was actually voted, pretty cool stat right here, as one of the best number 68s in Florida State history. He falls in this list right here. Big shout out. I think he's right there in the middle somewhere. But big shout out for John's dad, Mr. Allen. He's a solid guy. Known him for a long time, and just well put together, very sensible, very good man. I've always had a lot of respect for John's dad. So with that being said, we're going to bring on John, and we'll get his input on what he thinks about this game, and we'll go from there.
Hey, John, how's it
Hey.
going, man?
John,
Done.
Hey, thanks for having me, fellas. I appreciate it. This is
Absolutely, man.
fun. Yeah.
All right, John. So we got a big game this week.
We do.
We got Florida State. The trend is Florida State is back. So, John, my first question is Florida State back?
You know, the past decade has been a little rough, honestly, and it's been tough being a Florida State fan. But you know, it's exciting, and when you talk about culture and what people bring, Norvell has really done a good job getting people excited, and you know, it's a fun time to be a Florida State fan, and I think no matter what, we're on the right track. Does that mean we're going to win a national championship? Of course. This year, not sure. We'll see.
Yeah. Hey, a couple of more solid recruiting classes, you might be right there. So,
Yeah.
you see a comment here from the competition. I can't even pronounce that.
Geox.
Geox. Whatever that's all about. So we got LSU on the docket here. We got one of our followers, Mandy, President's wife, says some "Go Tigers." So John, give us your scouting report for Florida State. What do we need to expect coming against LSU?
You know, I mean, the thing about the first game of the season is it's always kind of up in the air, right? I mean, teams get together, there's a lot of jitters. You know, everyone wants to come out. They're excited. There's a lot of hype, but sometimes these games are messy, right? And
Yeah.
so you never really know what's going to happen. The thing that I'm excited for, and of course, this is a non-biased opinion, right? That's what's
yeah.
great about this. But you know, Florida State is, you know, I was reading some stats. They're returning 90% of their team, 77
Wow.
players from last year, and they have a great, you know, recruiting class, recruiting class in the top 20, transfer class in the top 5. By the way, thank you, South Carolina fans. I
Yeah.
appreciate the transfers. And
Jaheim Bell.
Yeah. Have fun with us.
no, I think for Florida State, that the thing that I expect to see from them is really just to hopefully with Jordan Travis, his 6th year is you know, over there at Florida State. Hopefully, you know, they'll be ready and prepared and have some of those jitters already out, right? So I think just hopefully some of that seniority and that team coming back after a 10-win season last year, because they're going to have a tough competition, you know, with LSU and Jaden Daniels and that Heisman front runner, right? So it's going to be interesting for sure.
Yeah, I think now.
2 Heisman front runners.
Yeah.
Jordan Travis too.
Right.
Right.
And I think now Florida State's not the hunter; they're being hunted. So it's a different year for y'all. So I'm interested to see how that's going to turn out for y'all. This is a fun fact for you, John. Growing up here in Aiken, South Carolina, I went to South Aiken High School and graduated a few years before me. A linebacker by the name of Dakota Watson. I don't know if you remember him. Played for Florida State.
Yeah.
Big special teams guy, but he's from right here in the area. So eventually it'd be cool. Maybe we can get Dakota Watson on here as a guest picker. But John, you will do for now. You're a great representative of Florida State. Could have very easily gone on and walked on to play basketball there.
Absolutely.
Done some great stuff. But appreciate you being with us this week. So we're going to come back to you. You're going to be our final pick for this game. Looking for a score from you. But let's start. Preston, what you got for this game? No pressure.
Careful now.
Best friend or wife?
If you don't know my wife is the biggest LSU fan. She grew up 10 minutes from the stadium. Her dad was an LSU alumni. We actually, for Christmas, we got her dad a brick that sits in front of the stadium on the ground with his name on it and just his alumni status. And it's in their blood. It's in their family. And I love the stadium. I love the area. It's a really hard pick for me. I think last year the game could have gone either way. I think both quarterbacks were really trying to prove themselves. I think Jaden Daniels is a little more polished this year. Brian Kelly's a good coach. It's tough. I think when I read the spread today, I think they got LSU winning by like a touchdown, just because of the strength of their defense. They have a really strong defense that's come back this year. I'm sorry, John. I'm going to take LSU, not because of the wife. You know, I'll pick what's right. But I think LSU, they got a little chip on their shoulder from last year. It was a crazy game. It was probably one of the best games of the year last year. So I'm going to pick LSU. The stat I read, I think it was a high-scoring game. You know, 32. I'll go with 32-28. You know, we'll go, or 31-20, excuse me. That's a crazy number. 31-28. I don't know where the 2 came from. Somebody's going for 2 somewhere.
What the safety's going on?
31-28. I'll pick LSU. I think they pulled off this year. But I think Florida State goes far. I think they win the ACC, and I think they maybe can squeak into a playoff. So.
Wow. Damn. All right, Wilbur, what you got?
I think this is probably about the most even game we're going to see this season. I really like what LSU brings on the defensive side of the ball. Jaden Daniels has really kind of put himself in that leader standpoint, really polished up last year at the quarterback position, a good run game. Kelly's always a good coach. He always puts them in a position to win. But I also like Florida State on the other end. Jared Verse, I mean, he came out of nowhere last year for me, and he's a monster.
Yeah.
I would hate to be an opposing quarterback on the other side of that. I think Jordan Travis is legit. I think he's going to be maybe right under Heisman. I don't think he gets quite to the hype of Heisman, but he's going to lead them to at least a 10-win season, maybe an 11-win season. I think they could do it with their schedule. But for me, it's right on the edge. I could have gone either way. So for me, when in doubt, go SEC. I'm sorry, John.
Wow.
I'm going to go LSU, but I'm going to go LSU by a field goal, maybe a field goal to win it. So I think it's going to be right down to the wire. Sorry, John.
All right, Logan. What you got, bud?
LSU is a 2-point spread for those who didn't know. Going to be a very, very close game. John, I know you're probably reeling a little bit right now from not having anybody on your side, but I think it's going to be really close. I've heard a lot about LSU fans having high hopes, like the 2019 team. We're seeing a lot of shades of that kind of culture going on. I know college football fans like to use that word a lot. So that's just something that's kind of in the area of Baton Rouge right now. But FSU's got a good team, but they also took the Beanville, so I'm going go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Coach O. Wow. All right.
Rip.
I like the story about the brick. That was a good story.
Solid.
That was a solid story.
Listen, I got content for
It was
you.
touching.
That was solid. But I have news for you. This game is played in Orlando.
It's true.
That's a big game changer.
Yeah.
LSU at home on prime time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might swing a touchdown, 10 points, whatever. Orlando, Florida. Give me the Noles.
Yeah.
I'll take the Noles. I'll take the Noles in the home state of Florida. 7 points. I think Florida State will cover
It's
that.
respectable.
So,
Yeah.
I think it go either way. It really,
I
really
think-
It's up in the air.
I think offense will win. I think Florida State. I'm a little bit more confident Florida State's offense than
Okay.
LSU.
I hope Jaheim Bell has 0 catches.
Yeah. I hope he gets a catch for negative 10 yards.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. No love lost, I guess. But all right, John, what's your score there?
Well, Dustin, first thing I'd like to say is I'm going to accept, resumes for a new best friend after Preston.
Okay. All right. I gotcha.
Feel free. No, I like what you're saying. No, I mean, honestly, I agree with all of you guys. It really could go either way. I'm going to go Florida State 28-24 for a lot of the reasons I already said, right? Just, bringing it back. I think it's going to probably be a little messy, but hopefully the offenses get going and we have a good game.
Yeah.
So.
No, solid pick. No, I agree. I think it's going to be low scoring, sloppy, turnovers. But I think, like I said, I think Florida's offense has got me a little more convinced than LSU's. So good pick, solid pick. But well, I hope y'all's friendship can be repaired.
Listen.
I appreciate John jumping in with us tonight. Our first guest picker of the brand new show. So appreciate him kicking us off in the right way. John, you have a great night. Thank you so much for joining with us.
Thank you,
See
John.
you, John.
All right, we'll see you.
All right. And now we are back. We are back with the game of the week.
College
If
game
this
day.
doesn't get you hyped, if this doesn't get ready for college football, I don't know what it's going to take. But we are going to talk about some North Carolina, South Carolina football game. Once again, neutral site. So we're not North. I think we have too many people. It's all good. It's all good. We just talked about the last game. Oh, that's not even the updates. Yeah. What a silly goober I am.
That's
never
why
finished
I
the
clicked off
graphic.
real fast.
Oh,
I'm like, nope.
It's the first week. All right. We're learning. We're getting things keeks out. Okay.
This is solid content. We're 48 minutes
Yikes.
Yeah.
Now we gotta get your sound effects again. That's what we're missing.
Yeah.
Yikes. Oh goodness gracious! But hey, we're gonna hype up this game. We're excited. College game day back. I wish it was in Columbia, but we'll take it. It's in Charlotte. We're gonna get plenty of screen time. South Carolina hosting as the home team in Charlotte. North Carolina. Last time we went to Charlotte, we had a pretty good time. Had plenty of Duke's Mayo to go around. I don't know what the story will hold for us this Saturday, so I'm going to turn it over to Logan. Let him show us what he thinks here, and we'll get the pick started.
All right. So, I mean, UNC is a 2.5-point favorite going into this game. Obviously, we're all Carolina fans, but looking through the goggles, we came off a really good into the last year. 2 ranked wins going into a bowl game. Didn't get it done there, but now we're looking to capitalize, get to the top of the East. Maybe not first, even second. That's a great year for us. Shane Beamer's one of the best coaches that we've had in a long, long time. He's going to get us to places we haven't been in a long, long time. Spencer Rattler's, I don't know. It's kind of a question mark. You can either get the good Spencer Rattler or you can get the bad Spencer Rattler. If you get the good one, I think we take UNC easy. But we also got this guy named DeCarrion Joyner.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And he is a masterpiece.
Yes.
Dude, if you haven't watched NFL football,
Okay.
look up right now Deebo Samuel highlights.
Yeah.
And then you know who DeCarrion Joyner is.
Wow.
Same play, almost the same player, has the same play style, can hurt you from anywhere. Great player. I'm going USC by a touchdown at least.
USC.
USC.
Go Cox. Okay.
Okay.
USC, because at UNC is very close.
Very close.
I was
The real
You have me.
Carolina.
the real Carolina.
USC.
Once again, it's up for grabs. I'm thankful to know that we are the best team in Carolina because in all sports we have swept Clemson. We're talking from football, basketball, women's tennis, equestrian, who
Women's
cares?
basketball.
You line up against Carolina, and we're the best in the state. But now we're going to a major city in North Carolina, taking on the Tar Heels once again. Once again, we're the underdog. Once again, their quarterback is the story of the whole thing. So, Will, what is going to be the difference maker?
You know, I just don't. Drake May's a great quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but you know, there's a lot of hype around him last year, and he didn't really live up to it. Like he was a good quarterback, but he wasn't a great quarterback like everybody said he was going to be. And I don't think this year is going to be any different. I don't think he's going to be a bad quarterback. I think he's going to be a good quarterback, but he's not going to be a special quarterback.
He's an ACC quarterback.
He's an ACC quarterback.
Oof.
The biggest news out of North Carolina is their wide receiver not being eligible.
Yeah.
So I don't think they have a lot of depth in the wide receiver room, so it's going to be tough there. They have a good running game. The question on our defense is, can we stop the run?
Yeah.
I think it comes down to our young linebackers. Are they going to be able to come down, fill the gaps, stop the run game? Because our defense, our secondary is always good. Always have a good secondary. It's all about the linebackers and if they're going to fill in. So if they play well and we get the Spencer Rattler, I think we're good because our wide receiver room is loaded.
Stack.
Nick Harbor's going to get some playing time. Trey Knox is coming in with Joshua Simon. He gets overlooked because of Knox. And I think the kid the rookie, Braswell, I think he's going to be pretty good. I've heard good things out of camp for him. You know, obviously, I'm trying to look through the goggles of Carolina. I think I do a good job of that, but I think we beat them by at least 10.
Oh, I like
At
it.
least 10. I'm thinking
Bold
Carolina.
pick. Bold pick, Will Bryant.
Go Cox.
Go Cox. All right, Preston May.
Yeah, I mean, this is a game that's played often throughout the years. This battle of the Carolinas, and you know, it's always a close game. I think it's just a lot of hype around it. I think our programs are very similar in recruiting as far as, you know, we recruit half the state, just kind of like North Carolina recruits half the state because they got NC State, we have Clemson. And so we split recruits and we do the best we can with what we have. I think this year, you know, for Spencer Rattler, everybody says the good or the bad. You know, I think it depends on. I think a lot of last year was the issue with the offensive coordinator. I think he tried to throw out a playbook that was too complex. I think a lot of these kids that are coming up, you're trying to throw this big playbook at them, and it's just too little time to learn a lot of plays. And I think keeping it simplified, I think Spencer Rattler throws 30 to 40 times. I think he throws for 4 touchdowns. Kind of like against Tennessee and Clemson. The formula there was Spencer Rattler throwing the ball. I think we just throw the ball a lot. Not knocking Dak Joyner. I think Dak Joyner, I mean, he won us the game against Georgia a couple of years ago. He's a phenomenal football player. He's an athlete. He can play any position. Yeah. I don't doubt him. I think he'll play running back. I think he'll play it well. I think with our wide receiver room that we have, with Nick Carver, Juice Wells, the kid named Omega, that's his name. Yeah. He's legit. He's coming out of the camp, a really strong candidate. They're saying he's one of the best on the team. Yeah. We have Trey Knox. See you later, Jaheim Bell. We don't need you. Josh Simon. I think we're so stacked in wide receiver room.
Chaz Elder.
Yeah, he's another tight end.
Right.
Tight end.
Receiver. Hold on.
He's tight end, I think.
Hold on.
I think we're so stacked on the wide receiver room. I think it plays to our advantage to throw the ball, and I throw the ball a lot. So I think Spencer Rattler's going to have plenty of opportunity to score a lot of touchdowns. I think if he does that consistently, and I know he can. I mean, this kid was a 5-star. He was the #1 quarterback coming out of high school. #1. Went to Oklahoma, had some rough ends. Him and Caleb Williams, one of the best quarterbacks in the nation, were battling it out. And it just, a lot of pressure, and it kind of got to the point where he was replaced and, became a McKellen for a fresh start. And I think he got his time to shine last year. Tennessee, Clemson, great game against Notre Dame. Should have won that game. A lot of guys sat out. He did the best he could with what he had. I think we win. I really do. I think, and the stat I looked at, we're stronger in the quarterback room. I think Drake May is a great quarterback, but he doesn't have anybody to throw it to. So I think we're strong in the quarterback room. I think we're better on our secondary. Our secondary is very solid. I think it comes down to really just turnovers. As long as we can not throw picks, not fumble the ball, our special teams is one of the best in the nation. We're top 5 special team, with field goals and kickoff returns and punt returns and all that. I think we're a well-rounded team, and I think we have the better coach. Not knocking Matt Brown. I think we're a better coach. I think Beamer is finally going to figure it out this year. This is his year. I don't know how far we go. I think we go pretty far. As long as we beat the Mizzous, the Floridas, Tennessee. I think we beat Tennessee again. A lot of people don't think that.
Wow.
But, Mixon was a quarterback last year, and we beat him. So, what makes the difference this year? So, Milton, Joe Milton. Excuse me, not Mixon. That's NFL running back. But, anyways, Carolina, I take them. I say we score 35-20. That's my spread.
Good
So,
spread.
yeah.
That's a good pick. I like that pick. That's good. The guy I was thinking of, Xavier Legette.
Look at,
Yeah.
look at.
He beefed up.
Solid.
Beefed up all season. The wide receiver room went up to Arizona with Rattler. Thank you. Rattler's from Arizona. They went up there, had some time to gel together. Everything coming out of camp says Rattler's relaxed. Rattler's he's a different animal this year. He's not second guessing himself. All the players say that the playbook, it's not like it's simple, but it's comfortable. They know what it is. They have input. They have a good offensive coordinator now. Dow Loggins, who our offensive coordinator, is a good quarterbacks coach, and I think that's what's going to help Spencer Rattler this year. Spencer Rattler will tell you he is not done learning. He is learning year after year after year, and I think we are going to see the best of Spencer Rattler that we've ever seen. I think he's physically ready, mentally ready. I think he has a good supporting cast. I think Trey Knox is going to be an absolute security blanket, just kind of that Jason Witten that you would see like in NFL. Trey Knox is going to be that third down guy. He's going to be there 8 or 9 yards, get you that solid first down, and then you can do whatever you want to do. I think so much talk is going into, can we run the ball? Can we stop the run? When it comes to running the ball, I think that's going to be the surprising element of our year that people are going to look back and say, wow, we were not expecting that out of South Carolina. Because the reality is we have some good running backs and we have a good offensive lineman coming in this year. But I'm really impressed with our linebacking core. I think that's going to be the biggest difference maker this year. I think that's been the emphasis in camp. I think that's been the emphasis with recruiting. I think we're going to see that with that big freshman coming in, playing linebacker. Pup Howard. And also Stone Blanton, right? We got some bulk in there now. We got some heavy hitters now in the middle linebacker position. And I think we're ready to step up to that next level, step up and stop the run and stop making that an excuse. Now, the other thing that cursed us last year was turnovers. And Shane Beamer will tell you that. That was like the emphasis that's going into this offseason. Stop with the turnovers, and we got to make turnovers. Last year, we made our living off of getting turnovers. We made our living on special teams. Hopefully, that's just an extra exclamation part on the story Saturday. I'm hoping, now this is my random bold prediction. I think Lenore Sellers will get in this game. If you don't know who Lenore Sellers is, he's probably third on the quarterback sheet. But I think there's going to be a special package for Lenore Sellers to get in this game. Kind of like that sneaky quarterback play that we saw when De'Kieron Joyner came into the bowl game.
Right.
And nobody saw it coming. Nobody saw it that here's our, wide receiver's going to come and play quarterback and win the MVP, get a Duke's sponsorship and all this, that, and the other. But that's the character of DeCarrion Joyner. And I think DeCarrion Joyner will have a big element of this game. But I think Spencer Rattler, Xavier Leggett, and our linebackers will be the stars of this show. I'm interested to see where our running game's at. I'm interested to see where our team is at. I think it's a spit in the face that we're not ranked and North Carolina is.
Absolutely.
Hopefully that's going to be a motivation for our players. I would rather us come in hungry than spoiled. I would rather us come in with a chip on our shoulder than a rank where we shouldn't be. I like where we're at. I'd rather come in unranked. I'm excited to go in and prove ourselves against North Carolina, against quality competition. We're going to start the year with a quality ACC opponent and end our year with a quality ACC opponent. That way we hush all the haters, earn our spot, and do our job. I'm excited for Carolina. Here's what I want us to do right now. Before we go into game one, where do you see this team going? Where's the wins that we're going to get? Where do y'all think? 6 wins, 7 wins, 8 wins? What's your prediction for the season? We'll start with Will. We'll go to you, buddy, and then we'll go to Preston.
Well, I think I said it earlier. I think we have the chance to be a 9-win team. I think if we put it together, we got it. Obviously, I got us losing to Georgia.
Okay.
I got us losing to, I hate to say it, I think we lose to Texas A&M. We got our big win last year.
It's
2
at
wins.
A&M.
Yeah, it's at A&M. They're always good at recruiting.
The Colt, yeah.
Jimbo, it's a tough place to play. And then I think we lose one somewhere in that mid SEC that we pop, like a Kentucky. I think, but I do think, Neyland's tough. I think it's going to be close. I think we have what it takes to go in there and get them. But they're going to be hungry for a win against us this year after we embarrassed them last year. And, I think we can beat Clemson again. I think it's just going to all come down to the linebackers and the running game. If we can get those two going, we can be a force to be reckoned with. Someone that people just don't want to show up and play.
Yeah.
So we have a tough schedule. We're at A&M, at Tennessee, at Georgia. We still play Clemson at home. We play Florida at home. Even though I said Florida's a dumpster fire, they still play us probably one of the toughest all year. And so that's always one of our toughest games. But I think
That's a good point. You think about this, the whole month of November, we don't have to leave home.
Nope.
That's
We're at home.
insane.
Yep.
What other team can say that?
But I got us at 9-3.
Yeah, that's solid. I don't see a problem with that. Preston?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. We got to beat our Mizzous. I mean, that's such a disappointing. I went to that game last year, and it looked terrible. I mean, we didn't come out and play. Everybody questions the run game, but we didn't have a run game last year. So, I mean, it's not a big difference. I think as long as we can throw the ball and throw it well, which I know Spencer can do, I have total confidence in that guy. He has all the talent in the world, and people know that. It's just a matter of if he has the right plays called for him. If he, I think the pressure was on last year. I think it's not on this year. He really just has to go out and show out, and he'll be a first-round pick. I even think if he performs well, he could be a top 5 Heisman candidate because he's going to throw 4 touchdowns a game. He has to, or we won't win football games. It really comes down to that. Pressure, but no pressure. 8 to 9 wins. I mean, I saw the Spurs Up show today. Holler, Spurs Up. Follow us, follow, share. Perry Orth was a guest on there today, old Carolina quarterback, and he was talking about the stat of the returning coach and quarterback and the statistic on how well they play after our first year together. And that's what we have this year. We have Shane Beamer and we have Spencer Rattler coming back for another year together. Yeah. They know how they are. They know how Beamer knows how Spencer Rattler plays. Spencer Rattler knows how Beamer coaches. And that coming back, that confidence level that we're going to have in that quarterback room, I think it's going to be unmatched. And I think, Drake May is probably going to be one of the better quarterbacks we play all year. You look at the other quarterbacks in the SEC, it's really – there's a lot of new names in the SEC this year. There's really not one that stands out the most. I think Rattler's a top one up there. You got Joe Milton. He's a favorite up there. Trying to think, you got Jaden Daniels. You have other quarterbacks in in the SEC. But I think Rattler's one of the better ones. I think talented-wise, he's a really good quarterback. And I think it comes down to his play. And I think, I would probably say 8 wins. 9 is going to be tough because, we're top 10, one of the hardest schedules in the nation. Top 10. We play Clemson every year. We play Georgia every year. We play Florida every year. We play, some of the top 10 teams. We play them every year. A&M, it's tough. And so, Tennessee as well. How many top 10 teams do we play this year? Probably 3 to 4.
Yeah.
So that's a tough
Right
schedule.
now, 5.
That's a really tough schedule. So
Without any changes. So
8 wins is a success. And I think, Lenore's coming up next year. I think the sky's the limit because we've got a lot of young talent. So recruiting's been really well lately. So that's me. 8-9 wins. I can't really say. So.
Yeah. Well, real quick, we got Zach Shank has a prediction for South Carolina. It says we will be lucky to go 500. So that's an interesting take. Hey, that's cool. Hey, perspective is everything.
Good take from a Florida
How's halftime? Let us know how halftime goes.
fan. 17-3.
So we'll see how Florida comes out of that.
I still pick Florida.
Hey, I Preston still pick Florida. Let it be known.
You'll set second half, so we'll see how it goes.
McNulty, I don't know if you're watching, but go Gators, gotcha. I still have love for the Gators.
Tyler likes Florida State.
Oh, he does like Florida State.
Yeah, his brother,
right?
Tyler's brother played for the
Fun
national
fact,
championship.
Right.
Florida State
True
team.
story.
Go, Tyler's brother. I can't remember your name, but
Matt.
yeah, Matt
McNulty.
McNulty.
Yeah. Good.
Wide receiver.
All right. Well, thanks for the shout out there, Zach, even though it wasn't the nicest comment in the world. We'll take it. Dumpster fire. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Hey, it's okay. We'll take it. We'll see how this year ends up and then go from there. So, all right, Logan, what you
All
got?
right. So I'm with everybody else, I think 9, but I'm not an 8 or 9. I'm a 9 or 10.
Okay.
Hopefully. I got really good high hopes for this team. We're looking really good. I personally think Spencer Rattler has to really put it together in the first few games. The biggest game that we have circled right now is Georgia, week 3. I think that whether we win or lose,
How we lose.
how we lose,
Yeah.
if we lose, it looks how we lose.
Yeah.
I think we can go 10 wins, at 10 wins with only 2 losses, maybe to Georgia. Hopefully, beat Tennessee and A&M. We're always looking to lose one of those random little non-ranked games like Missouri or somebody like that, Florida, Mississippi State, anything like that. But I think if we can go 10 wins, if we can somehow look pretty good against Georgia, maybe win by a little or lose by, classy loss. But I think we can go 10.
Here's what I'll say. Okay. I think our height is 10. I think that's where I think if we handle business and beat the teams we should, and then also pull a few upsets, I think 10 is great.
Ceiling, 10 ceiling.
As a honest, transparent South Carolina fan, I can also see 6 wins.
Yeah.
Just because there are those games we'll show out, like Georgia, and upset Georgia, but then we turn around the next week and it's like Mississippi State, for instance, we'll turn around and get an L. It's like, what just happened to that team that just beat Georgia? And that's the story of South Carolina. That's been the narrative for the last, definitely through the Will Muschamp era. Kind of leaked into the Beamer era. This year is kind of like, I think this is the opportunity for Beamer to make his stamp. Are we the team that's just there to upset these big teams and then not show up for our games we should? Do we play to the level of our competition, or are we going to be the top dog? Are we going to take that position in the East and try to answer and be that number 2? I think Georgia is clearly number 1. They have a lot of momentum of recruiting, size, speed. You can't coach that. It's just you recruit it. South Carolina, if they want to win, they got to recruit. And that's just the end of the game. And so, man, I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Went a little long tonight because it's the first game back, first show back. But man, tell us what you liked about the show. Give us some picks for next week. We didn't shout out your team. Man, give us a shout out. We'd love to pick a random team. We want to hear from our crowd, want to answer to y'all. If you didn't agree with some of our picks, man, leave a comment. We're a family-friendly show, so keep the language clean. And leave your comments. Love to get some input. Love to get some guest pickers on here. Thank you for watching. comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. Y'all have a great week. Go Gamecocks.
Like and follow.
College football is back. Here we go.